Okay, welcome to tutorial number 2. This one goes over the photo effects menu, which is this second tab here. And so most of the photo effects, you have the little paintbrush. So you remember from the last tutorial that the paintbrush gives you control over the image. So you can see that I'm erasing the black and white and exposing color. People are crazy about this. I really am not. So I don't recommend that you do this, but if you want to, this is how you do it. The other thing that you can do here is just fade it. So it's kind of like the opposite of just reducing the saturation. Instead, you're reducing the black and white. The other thing that you have is sepia, and this one is tough. Like, I cannot find a decent brown in this sepia that works well. So I don't really like it at all. I mean, it's up to you. Use it if you like, but again, it's not my favorite. Color boost is it's very similar to the saturation thing. And again, it's also going to come off very dramatic at first, and you can just reduce the strength. So this is another way to give yourself a little bit of color if you want to. And it's going to be natural looking as long as it's not at 50. The next effect in this menu is kind of cool. It's called the Orton effect, and it gives you like a very glowy sort of background. It doesn't really look so flattering on people though, but luckily we have this little paintbrush, so we can just take it off of ourselves and leave it on the background. And then again, you've got this little fade slider, so if it's too much in the background, which a lot of times these effects are way too much, you can just give it a little bit. So wherever you want to, we'll just leave it right there, I think. And then sometimes I'll like to just, if I have put it on the background, I will give just maybe like a 5% or 8% to the person as well. So it doesn't do too much. I mean, it doesn't make me look crazy glowy, but I've just added a little bit. Let's see. The matte effect, that gives you a white vignette. That's horrible. But the vignette is a darker vignette, and that's not bad on outdoor pictures. It does not look good on studio pictures with a white background, because when you fade it, which you'll need to fade it, it's a little strong, you'll see like little lines here. It doesn't blend well. But if you've got something in your background, it'll be fine. So in this image, it's fine, with the exception that my head is so close to, well, basically it's cut off. So it's just going to make the top of my head dark, so I'm not going to use it in this picture. But if I was outside and this was framed better, it would be fine. Okay, these vintage effects, I consider these vintage effects just for bad cell phone photography, overexposed, and it's going to disguise that. I do not like it when my customers do this to my picture. You paid too much for your pictures to make them look like this. So I discourage this vintage effect use. It's like the Instagram sort of thing. And then the rest of these I really don't use either. There's one exception, but I'll go over that in the next one. At the bottom of this is a liquify thing. Well, I'll go over it now. So at the bottom of this is liquify, and I do believe that it belongs in retouch because it definitely changes your picture a lot. So you can, like, let's just fix my posture a little bit. Just bring that shoulder down, and I'm going to erase where I know I'm dragging my picture out here, so I'm just going to erase and put this back, and that will change that a little bit. And then let's bring my tummy in some. There you go. Skinnier arm. And I wish I wasn't so hunched over, but what do you do? So, okay, and then a lot of times too, it's going to, oh, hang on, I gotta turn off this timer. Hopefully it'll still work. Sometimes it's going to drag your background when you do it. So like you can see, like, see how the background's dragged. So what you would do with that would be fixing that with the cloning tool, and I will go over that in the next tutorial too. In fact, that'll be the first thing we hit in the next tutorial. Okay. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.